So let's see. You opened the file, you saved it, you merged B through G and did reading minutes. It looks like you updated to title 25, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, column with 14 characters. I don't know why that happens sometimes. Center and middle aligned, you did. Heading 3, cell style, you did. Book 1 through 7. You filled in the numbers, total minutes. You used appropriate sum functions. Don't forget to carry over your heading 3 style here too. You're missing the underlining. I don't know why it does that sometimes. Even though it was selected there, just select it one more time to get your underlining. B4 to F4, that all looks good. Averages, probably have you decrease these to 2 decimal places. So these are good, and we're just going to select these, and in the number group, decrease, to 2. Minimum, maximum, rows 4 to 10, columns B to F, that looks good. All right, you did your cell styles, those look good. Averages, so 2 decimal places are showing, we fixed that. Create a pie chart that shows the current reading minutes for book 6 for each day. So to do that, because your pie chart is missing something, because it just says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we don't know what that means. So book 6 pie chart for each day. So first I'm going to click in A3 and select down to Friday. Then I'm going to hold my control key down. I let go of my mouse and then hold the control key, then push on the mouse and select book 6 from book 6 through Friday. And then insert. And there's the pie chart. So now instead of 1, 2, 3, it says Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So that makes more sense. Use appropriate titles, legends. So up here you could say reading minutes for book 6. And then you can choose one of these styles. So I think it's nice to have some sort of number on there. So maybe this one that says the percent, or if you want, you can just go to your chart elements, data labels, and put them, and this tells the exact minutes for each book. So just as long as there's enough information on here that people know exactly what they're looking at. Then a column chart that shows, and then you move this to a chart sheet and you know how to do that. A column chart that shows the minutes for each book. The minutes shows the minutes for each day for each book. So each day for each book. So we're going to select all this information, but we don't select the totals. And insert column. I don't know if it's a 2D or it doesn't matter, 2D, 3D. So here's the column chart, and see here you're missing, you didn't grab enough information, so that's why it doesn't say book names or days of the week. And this one, it looks like you got the book days, some of them. I'm not sure where all this information is coming from. Let's see, maybe that's coming from the other worksheet that you created down here. So that column chart needed to come from this information over here. So, all right. Create another column chart that shows the minutes for each day. Create a column chart that, the total minutes for each book read. So this is the minutes for each day. And then the total minutes for each book read is going to be this down here. So again, and I know this cell is empty, but I want to take this heading and it needs to match. So I'm going to select here, then hold the control key and select here. And insert column. Okay. So again, book 1, 2, 3, 4, and the total minutes. So just make sure you grab everything so that you have your legends and your access information that you need. Rename sheet 1 to week 1. Here. Make a copy of the worksheet 1 and rename it. Books for sale. Okay. But then looks like you updated this one instead. So that's fine. Books for sale. This, I can tell you I'm going to be looking for the today function. So we want something that updates and shows the current date every time you open up the file. So this one does not do that. This date function is good if you need to use your dates for formulas. Otherwise, I'm going to be looking for this function, the today function. You don't put anything inside the parentheses, and then it would always show the current date. All right. Sorry, a little bit all over the place here. Make a copy, update the heading, quantity, cost per book. You did. Okay. D3 total cost, E3 tax, F3 total cost of tax, and use text wrap. This probably needs text wrap here. Double click for auto fit. All right. I'm not sure why you're missing some of your numbers over here. So clear the contents of B4 to F10. Okay, so you're going to put in these amounts, which you did. And then these, we're going to get rid of this. Clear contents. So the total cost is, if each book costs $10 and we have 4 books and we bought all 10 books, it would cost us $40. And that's multiplication, right? So equals 4 times, or B times C, and relative cell reference, we can just copy this down because we want these two to multiply, and we want these two to multiply. Then to figure out the tax, we're going to multiply up here by what's in H1. And I'm going off the directions now, but I'm just kind of following these headings. So to figure out the tax, we multiply equals the cost times the tax, and we want to copy this down, and we want to multiply all of these by this guy up here. So we need to add our dollar signs, and I used my function 4 key to do that up here. And I can click on the check mark and double click to copy this down. Then we're going to do the total cost. So if it's $40 and the tax is $2.60, then we just add these two guys up. And I can use the sum function if I want. And I'm going to add up D4 And it's hard to see my, oops, make sure I'm in the right place. I'm not, that's why. Okay. Equals sum D to E for, and copy it down. Is F4 to F10 currency style, so you know how to do this. Currency. Hashtags means there's not enough room in here, so I need to open that up a little bit more. G3, order status. Use an appropriate function to see if more books need to be ordered. If it's less than 20, equals if, so that's an if function. If this number is, oops, less than 20, then we need to order. Otherwise, no, we don't need to order. And we can copy that down. Create your own custom conditional formatting. I think you know how to do that. If you don't, send me an email and we can review the conditional formatting. In cell A14, so I think we needed to get rid of this stuff here. Book number, cost, order status, book 2. Here we're going to use a VLOOKUP. Whoops, and we're going to look up book 2. I'll fix that in a minute. And we're going to look it up in this table here. So we select the whole table, comma, and we want to know the cost, and that's in 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Cost per book right here, $10. So I'm going to type the number 3 because it's in the third column. 1, 2, 3. And another comma, it has to be an exact match, meaning if it doesn't find this word, these words here, over here, you won't get an answer, which is going to happen to us, right? Because I made a typo. So we didn't get an answer because there's nothing in here that says BOOKE. But once I update this to book 2, then there it is. The cost is $15. And if I wanted to get the order status, the same function. VLOOKUP, I'm looking up this book number in this table. And I want the order status 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's in the 7th column over here. The number 7 has to be an exact match. Right? So now if I update this to book 7, all of this information gets updated. In cell C15, use an appropriate function that will look up the order status. Book 7. In G2, type discount 5%. So if they get a 5% discount from the total cost, then we first need to figure out what 5% discount, or let's see, from the total cost, and then subtract it. So if we just do multiplication, this number times this number, so 2 is 5% of 40. So now they get a $2 discount, so we want this to be 38, right? So how do we do that? Equals this number minus, and then in parentheses, this number again. So we figure out what our 2% is, and then we subtract it from the total. So we know when we multiply these two numbers here, because we just did it, this is going to equal 2, right? And then D4 is 40. So 40 minus 2 is 38. There you go. Oh, and I forgot my absolute cell reference, right? If I want to copy this down, I want all of them to look at H2. So I'm going to come up here to my formula bar, click in between the H and the 2, hit my F4 key, and then copy that down.